Hi again and welcome to the channel, and today I'm joined by Domenico.
Hi Craig.
Hopefully you saw my other videos out there about my predictions about 2020 and what I feel's kind of coming up using my psychic abilities.
Yeah, I actually saw that video. It's really interesting, and I saw that you spoke about politics, how the world is going to be in 2020. But have you thought about doing a video about the astrology in 2020? What every sign could expect by this new year?
Yeah, well, I think we can do something like that. This is called sun sign astrology. It started in the 1930s when people used it in the newspapers.
Almost 100 years old.
Yeah. So let's ask me a few questions.
Right, 2020 is not only a new year, but it's even a new decade.
Indeed.
God, it's going to be pretty fun to live.
Yeah.
Great time to be around. That's something that happens only once every 100 years. And we are not only in the new decade, we are in the new decade of the new century.
Yeah, indeed we are.
So it could be a pretty interesting point for astrology.
I think so.
Right then, next time,
Gemini, yes.
And you're Gemini.
Well, Gemini, really, I suppose. Like
twins.
I mean, the twins, they say it different to each other. So Gemini, yes, it's going to be an interesting year. Now, Gemini is very much a communicator, and there's going to be a year where there's going to be lots of people in their life. It's going to be a very busy type of year for Gemini. It should be a time when, yes, there's opportunity, but they can get too easily distracted and miss opportunity. So it's going to be a mixed bag for Gemini. You know, it depends on your attitude. If you see the opportunity and grab it, then things will go fine. If you just get too complacent, things could fall apart for you. So it's a volatile type of time. It's really, Gemini's year is going to be what you make it.
So Gemini is going to have a lot of people in their life this year. But does this mean it will always go well with these people?
No, the problem this year may be conflicts with people and arguments with people. It's showing that there could be quite a few disturbances. Again, we've got that Venus in retrograde, which can also, because it's in Gemini between May the 12th and June the 25th, it's got this Venus in retrograde again. So when Venus is in retrograde, as I explained with one of the other signs, it kind of can create conflicts. So you're going to have to be patient, Gemini, with people. You're very much a person that can not always be the most patient of signs. You're a great communicator with people, but you also can over-talk and over-compensate sometimes. So I feel that this year you've got to think about how the other person sees things and try to see both sides of the argument and try to avoid conflict if possible, because that is the possible downfall for Gemini this year. But it's generally, a year when there's opportunity there if you can just spot it, and also if you manage to handle people in the right way and you don't have too high expectations of people, you don't assume things, you're a little bit more patient. So patience will bring success to Gemini.
And is there any specific planet alignment? You said Venus is retrograde.
Yes, I mentioned about Venus. I mean, Saturn's in conjunction with Pluto in their sign on January the 12th of the year, if I'm correct. Yes, that's where it is. And this will when people, you put a lot of demands on other people when that happens. Venus is retrograde in Gemini, as I said, for a while between May the 5th and May the 12th, and June the 25th. That's when there's potential difficulties. Sometimes when it's in retrograde, it gives us a chance to reevaluate relationships and things like that. It can help us to reconcile sometimes as well. So it's not always a negative thing. You know, there's opportunities, like I say, opportunities if you can look out for them.
Catch the moment.
Yeah. So those are the most important type of things.
And how is going to be the money life in 2020 for Gemini?
Gemini like their independence, and money gives them independence. So it could be a good year giving new directions for the person. From the charts, I would say that by November is the best time money-wise, because that's when things will start to happen. That's when things will begin to advance. So they should find reasonably good financial security during 2020, particularly towards the end of the year. A November sort of time is a good time. But they want to get their independence. It's like this year, 2020, the emphasis is on, a little bit selfish perhaps, but it's me. It's getting my independence together.
So, and what about love in 2020 for the twins?
Yeah, well, it's not a bad year. It's a time when making connections with people, so it's reconnecting. This is all a communication year for Gemini. The most important time for them, love-wise, from their horoscope is going to be round about the summertime. Is going to be the best time for finding love. If they're looking for love, this will be the most harmonious time. Any rifts and difficulties, they've kind of been the theme a few years ago, really. They would have had more problems in the past. So they got over a lot of problems. So they're, again, another one of those signs that is perhaps finding the opportunity to find a new relationship this year.
So by the sound of it, Gemini is going to have a pretty full year, filled up with people, starting with some conflict that they might solve by themselves if they work hard enough, and then being able to find love during summer, and even a good money situation at the end of the year.
Yeah, in fact, the type of signs that would be good for them at this particular, from looking at the other signs as well. I mean, they get on very well with a love match at this time of year with Aries, Aquarius, and Leo. Those are all well aspected for good partners for Gemini, who also could connect with, their
your best connections.
Yeah, your best connections for 2020. Yeah.
2020.
2020.
2020. Like the VJ. I got a
in your eye there. So Gemini, look out for opportunities. You can have a happy year ahead. Just got to make sure you don't miss what comes along. Keep your eye focused, get that laser focus through the year, and I'm sure you're going to find just what you want in 2020 or 2020.
So this 2020 seems to be, it's going to be actually a good year for most of the signs.
Yeah. I think an interesting year generally, with some interesting numerology in it as well, because it's the 20th of the 2nd, 2020, and things like that coming up, which we can talk about another time. But yeah, I think an interesting time, and also as through the prediction videos, an interesting time politically, for example.
And people can see your 2020 prediction on the other video you've made.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and there's lots going on there.
There's the link somewhere.
Somewhere up here or over there.
And this prediction were more general, this astrological prediction, this science prediction.
Yeah, I mean, this type of astrology we're doing now is sun sign astrology, they call it. So, but if you want to get something a little bit more in-depth and personalised for you, you can have a look on my website. You'll see it coming up on the screen here somewhere. You can call my readers. They can give you a psychic reading, a clairvoyant reading, or a specifically astrological reading based entirely upon your date of birth and what you do. Just go to the website and call the numbers, and you can get reading right now if you want.
Don't forget to subscribe on this channel.
Yep.
Click the bell so you will be notified for any new video that is coming up. And actually, you were telling me before that you were going to do a better astrological video per each sign.
More in depth.
Yeah,
a bit more in depth for each sign. And we might even later on start looking at some pet videos as well, I was thinking.
The pet astrology.
But some of that might be fun to do. We can get Boo in.
Yeah.
And what about your channel? Because you're doing this new thing when you've been filming all this with these cameras and things. And
yeah, if you are interested in making these videos, or if you are interested in photography, videography, filmmaking, you want to start your own YouTube channel. Well, I got my channel. The link is in the description. I'm The Italian Dad. It's pretty simple to find.
And it's fun and interesting. And you can see some of the bloopers we make sometimes and the things that go right and go wrong and how we do it.
And I show especially how you can make all these on a budget, on a really tight budget, because not many people can go out and buy a £25,000 or $25,000 camera. But in my videos and in my channel, you will see how you can make these videos with less than £500 or less than $500. I already have a video on which camera to buy if you just want to start and spend less than $500 or £500 between the camera, the lens and the microphone. That will get you started. So just go down in the description for the link and subscribe to it.
And talking about budgets, you can help us if you become a patron of this site, because we're trying to do something really special with this channel, as we've already said. You know, we're trying to get our own studio and places where we can work and transmit all sorts of interesting stuff to you that have never been done on YouTube before. Something unique, a community of spiritually minded people working together.
And we're trying to help even children in need.
Indeed.
With the Patreon.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And then we do a lot of charitable work as well. And we'll keep you updated with that through the channel as well, through 2020. Well, thanks for joining us, folks. And do keep subscribing. And thank you for supporting us over 2019. And all of you, no matter what sign, do have a good 2020. Life is what you make it. It doesn't matter about the planets and stars. It's us that make the changes in the world and can make our life happy.
Happy New Year, people.
Happy New Year.
Ciao.
Bye.
My wife Jane and I do our public work for free. We raise money through the theatres to raise money for our Hamilton Parker Foundation. This is a not-for-profit company that is soon to be registered as a charity. Now, our work is going in to help with the objectives of this charity, but you can help us as well by becoming what we call a patron of this channel. Now, as a patron, you'll get, first of all sorts of really interesting benefits. You'll have a sort of behind the scenes look at what goes on with our work. You'll get videos before other people. You'll get new videos. You'll get all sorts of benefits that are explained in the Patron website, and it has various tiers that you can subscribe to. So you can subscribe to just a little bit and get a few benefits, or you can subscribe a lot and get a lot of benefits. And what this means is that we can raise some money through this channel. Now, this money's not going to me and Jane to give us a fancy lifestyle. This money is going into our foundation that has some fantastic objectives. Now, the first thing we want to do with the foundation is, first of all, get a cyber center together, a cyber temple, as it were, a place where we can introduce new people to you through this channel. So by supporting this channel and giving something to the as a patron, you will find that this channel will start to get better and better content with more and more interesting things going on. We'll be able to get the cameras, we'll be able to have the space, we'll be able to have the right setting where we can build the energy to do things such as mediumistic circles and so forth online. But also our work extends further than that, because we are hoping ultimately to build a spiritual center, a psychic ashram, as it were, where people like you can come to visit and take part in an interactive way through this channel as well. But also we are doing a lot of what we call spiritual service. We are going out and giving a large part of the income we generate to people in India who are destitute. We've given to schools, we've fed children that are in need, we've helped mentally handicapped people, we've given cows to old people in India. Some of all this you'd have seen in my movie Mystic Journey to India on Amazon. But all of this is part of our mission, part of our remit to help the world. Because we're not only trying to find our divine nature, we're also trying to live what we learn and express it in ways that are really beneficial to the world. So if you follow this channel, but more importantly, if you become a patron of this channel, you can help us to take this whole mission onto a much higher level than any psychic work has ever been done before.